assumption, you work for a charity, you're almost working on a voluntary basis yourself. And I think there's a real, like, or maybe not as much anymore, but a sort of perception maybe in society about salaries, for example. Almost there's a surprise when you see, every now and again you'll see in the Daily Mail about X chief exec getting 300,000 or 200,000 pounds a year, and like, isn't that shocking? And then you actually understand that these people are running 150 million pound income charities, huge operations, huge trading arms, commercial, in various countries and various in sort of various different areas, and so I think that's always quite, the perception of charities, I think, is quite weird. And I think until you kind of work, it is, it's charity, but it is still a business. It's still a, there's still, the trustees are still looking at, business planning, budgeting, understanding what sort of, real focus on sort of income and expenditure and all that kind of stuff. So it's not a kind of, it's not it's not makeshift. There's structures, there's governance, there's oversight, there's all those kind of elements that you would have in any other kind of industry. And I think just because it's charity, people may think of it as being a bit, oh, everyone sort of volunteers on on goodwill, and they spend an afternoon a week doing some good deeds. But actually, there's a whole machine. I mean, particularly the kind of Age UK large scale national charities, where the income, or Save the Children, or wherever it is, the income is huge, and rightly so. There's people get paid. You want to make sure that the pay is sort of benchmarked against an equivalent sector, so you are getting the right people, because ultimately you're dealing with a massive amount of money, and particularly when it's if you're most of your income comes through sort of individuals or trusts or whatever, you really have to show the how you're spending your money wisely, and you're spending the money appropriately. So I think there's even greater oversight in some ways with when it's charitable money than maybe if it was income that's sort of generated through business and sales and all the rest of it. So I think that's quite surprising. I mean, I've worked in places. I remember working in my first job. Someone said, "Oh, you're very good doing this for free," and I was like, "No, I get paid."